All right, I'm the Flat Rate Master, and today, well, we're talking about when it's just not your week. All right, well, in case you can't tell, it has not been my week. This video is brought to you by me and my merchandise store, Teespring. Check it out. Get some cool merch down below. I've had a bunch of different little problems that have compounded and put stuff off, and my hours suck. That's sometimes how it goes in the world of flat rate auto repair. Is sometimes it's just not your week. You know, I've got a car over there that belt came off. All it needed was a belt tensioner and a drive belt. It was due for an oil change, and front and rear brakes were at 1 millimeter. All I got was the drive belt and the oil change. So it's gonna drive out of here with brakes that are almost toast. Nothing I can do, just the way it falls. I don't blame them. Christmas is coming, money's tight, so it is what it is. But I've also gotten screwed by, well, parts, broken parts, wrong parts, and pretty much anything that can go wrong this week has. I've had a dead bay for the entire week. Right there, I've got a Tahoe that has 250,000 miles on it, and the charcoal canister has come apart, clogged up the entire vent system, so it needs a charcoal canister. It needed a vent valve. It needed a fuel tank. Well, there's my problem. The fuel tank. Customers, you know, putting a chunk of money in this car, so we've gone for a used tank. It shows up and it's wrong. Gotta love LKQ. I don't know if it's actually their problem. It might just be that tank's kind of an odd configuration. I've done a ton of those fuel pumps in those vehicles, and I've never had that configuration, at least that I've seen. So it's got an internal vent system that is full of charcoal. So, dead bay. I had a Volvo. Pretty gravy ticket, actually. The crankcase vent valve had failed, lean code, boom. Check engine light also for thermostat heater, no big deal, and an evap code, which wound up being a leak detection pump. Also, big surprise. All great and good, except one little plastic line that I was afraid, because it would not come loose, and I was afraid I was going to break it trying to pull it out of the hose, that I had to take off the thermostat. Yeah, it did not want to come off, so I moved it a little bit out of the way, and it cracked, and I had to wait a day for that hose. That's kind of how my week's gone. You know, not real hard hose to replace. Still stupid that they use plastic for coolant hoses, but that's another story. But anyway, that's kind of how my week's gone. You know, I've got to watch other guys do gravy work, and I'm stuck here doing, well, a bunch of, like another example is today we had a wader diag on a in-op wiper system. Okay, so, you know, wader, I don't know why we're taking in wader diags, because we normally don't, and I didn't want to hand it off to one of the other guys because, well, wader diag. So I took it, pulled it in, pulled codes, had an overcurrent protection code in the BCM, pulled the cowl completely off, unplugged the passenger side, didn't work. That's the trick with that system, because it's got two separate motors and they have to be synced. And that system, you know, master and slave system, so passenger side's pulling too many amps, it's going to shut the whole system down. Quick tip is to unplug the passenger side. If the driver side starts working, you need a passenger side. Did all my checks, checked for powers and grounds, all that kind of good stuff. It lit a headlight, all that was good. My controls were good. No es bueno. So, okay. I went ahead, wrote it up for a OEM wiper motor. I'm sitting here doing some other stuff, assigning work. Service writer came out and said, this guy's, just doing the diag. He's not doing the repair. Can you put it back together and, pull it out? I'm like, okay, he does know these have to be synced, right? Oh yeah, he knows all that. Again, that's how my week's gone. Not that the motor paid, bukus of bucks, 0.8 or something like that, 0.5, something, I don't remember exactly, but that's kind of how my whole week has gone, it's gone like that. And I've done these videos before, but it's always good to refresh for new viewers and that kind of stuff. It's just a week. You shouldn't be in a situation where one bad week is going to put you in the poorhouse. Savings. Have savings. Can't stress that enough. You might get hurt. You might get sick. You might have something going on you're not prepared for. That's why you have savings, period. Everybody should have a savings lifeline. So start your savings account if you haven't. We're getting into, Christmas time, so it's going to slow down. Most everybody else in the shop has been busy, so it's all me. It's just everything I've had has taken way longer than it should have. So just remember, it's just a week. And as always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.